About 10 summers ago, I woke up one morning not realizing my entire life was going to change. We were put on vacation Bible school at my church out in Cul-de-sac, Idaho, and this little girl came walking in one morning. I'd never seen this girl before in my life. She was the cutest little thing. Tiny little girl, 4 years old probably, I'm guessing 4, and tiny for a 4-year-old. She had blonde hair, and it was all like matted up and greasy and disheveled looking, and she was dirty, like all of her arms and her face and her clothes, her legs, and she didn't have any shoes on. And it wasn't the kind of dirty that a kid gets when, you know, a kid's been outside playing and having a good time. It was the kind of dirty that a kid gets when nobody's looking out for them. Well, VBS went on that morning. She seemed like she had a pretty good time, and we were dismissing the kids, and she starts heading for the door. And I stopped her. I was like, "Hey, is your mom here?" She's like, "Oh, no, I was just going to walk home." I don't know how you guys feel about 4-year-olds walking themselves home through town, but I wasn't a big fan of it. So I said, "Tell you what, why don't you jump in the van? We're taking a bunch of other kids home. We'll give you a ride home, too." So she said, "Oh, okay." So she hops in the van. We take off, and I made sure that she was the last one we dropped off that day. I wanted to ask some questions and just kind of check in, make sure she was doing okay. We dropped all the other kids off, and it was me, her, and one of my other workers there, and we're heading towards her house, and I just started asking her, like, "So is your mama home?" She's like, "Oh, no, my mom's in jail." I was like, "Well, how about your dad?" She said, "I've never met my dad." So what about, I'd heard she had older siblings. So what about, you have like older brothers, older sisters at home? She's like, "I have 3 older brothers, but they're all in jail." About the time we pulled up to her house. And so I asked her, so, "Well, who's the adult that's looking out for you then?" And almost as if on cue, this guy comes walking out of the front door, out onto the porch. He lights up a cigarette, and I gotta tell you guys, he was one of the grossest, sleaziest looking guys I've ever seen in my life. You know how there's just some people you just look at them and you just know that trouble follows that person. And as soon as he comes walking out, she points at him and he says, "He's the one looking out for me. That's my mom's friend, and he's watching us until mom gets out of jail." My heart just dropped into the pit of my stomach. And everything inside of me was like, "Don't let her out of that car. Don't let her out of that car." What I wanted to say to her was like, "Why don't you stay in the car, and I'll take you home, and we'll bring you back home. We'll let your mom know. We'll bring you back home when you turn 18 years old." Laws of the state of Idaho wouldn't permit that one. When we drove away that day, the thought that just kept rolling through my head was, we have to do something. We have to do something. Because that little girl should not be in that environment. That little girl should not be left alone. I didn't know what to do. I had no idea. I had no idea what to do with this, but we're like, we have to do something. And so me and some friends, we started getting together, and we started praying, we started dreaming, we started brainstorming. We started asking around, we started looking for ideas, like what can we do? What is it that we can do? Well, in time, we came up with some things that we could do to care for this little girl and the other kids that are like her. And since that time, over the last decade or so, we've developed a handful of ministries. And each one of these ministries is, I guess the way we like to describe it is that we do ministry at the gates of hell. We go to places like where this little girl was from, where hell has been unleashed on the people of our community, where all these different types of disgusting things have happened. But we seek those people out. We seek the people out that are going through these things with the hopes that we can bring better days to them. In the name of Jesus, we can bring better days to them. And over the years, we've had a chance to really develop some cool things. And guys, I got to tell you, the work that we do, I love it. I absolutely love it. I just love what we do. And guys, the stuff that we get to do, my goodness. My goodness, like I love that we get to be the ones to show up and love these kids, right? Like I love that we get to be the one to show up and love these teens. I love that we get to be the one, you know? Like I mean, I hate what's happening to them. I hate it with all my heart. I hate how cruel, how merciless life has been to some of these people. They didn't deserve this. They didn't ask for this. They did nothing to deserve this. I hate it with all my heart what's been done to them. And at the same time, I love that we get to be the ones to walk into these places, to know these people, to want them and to love them, and to be to them something of what it was that Jesus has been to us. And so we developed a number of ministries over the years, and each as time rolls on, it kind of takes on different forms. And now it's time for our next iteration of this ministry. It's time for us to develop the next level. We're going to keep doing the stuff that we've been doing. Absolutely going to keep doing the stuff that we've been doing. But now it's time for us to develop the next level of this ministry, and that's why I'm reaching out to you. I'll tell you about the ministry that what we're looking to do here in just a moment here, but I just want to say this. What I'm doing here, this video is an attempt to, what we're going to be doing here this fall is I'm attempting to raise $24,000 that's going to help support the work that we're doing up here in front. I've never raised money for this ministry before. I've never raised any money for this ministry before. We've used money, but I've never raised any money. We've always done it without there, but we're reaching a point now where for the next iteration of this ministry, we really could use that $24,000. I think it would help advance the work that it is that we're doing here. And I'm wondering if you'd be willing to help be a part of that here. One-time gifts, there's 2 different ways. You can do one-time gifts. If you're interested in doing a one-time gift, write out a check for $50, $500, $5,000, whatever's in your heart to do. That would be fantastic. That would be great. Also, if you're interested, and this is actually something I'm really looking for, is we're looking for, I got to calculate, if we get $24,000, if we had 50 people, 50 of my friends, jumped in for $40 a month, That's $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 for the year. And I'm wondering if you'd be interested in being one of those 50 people. If you did do that, which would be fantastic, you did that, what I'd love is if you would be willing to make a 3-year commitment to be with us for the next 3 years. That'll give us a chance to really expand and grow the ministry that it is that we're seeking to build here. You can do this through confluencechurch.com. There's a giving app, there's a giving link there, and you can actually, you'll figure it out. You can set it up to make a recurring gift there, that $40 a month. Just sure to mark it Generation 81 is what you want to market. Generation 81 is what we're after there. So the funds you give are going to go into one of two places. We're going to use these monies. 100% of these monies are going to go to these two places. They're either going to go to helping kids, helping the kids in hard places, helping the teens in hard places. So the ministries we started after that little girl, we've developed a couple of ministries over the years that are designed to help girls and boys and kids like that, and now teens like that are in places that are similar to hers. Not every one of our kids has a story that's quite as hard as hers. Some have a little bit better, but honestly, some of the kids actually have it a little bit worse. And your funds are going to be used to help provide ministry to there in the name of Jesus, the good, like sharing the love and hope of Jesus with them, and with the hopes that we can get them to better days there. We're going to use this to buy equipment for them. We're going to use this to take them to camps and different retreats. There are different events that we're going to be putting on there. You're just going to kind of be resourcing the work that it is that we do with these kids. The second place these funds are going to go is to this brand new ministry starting up this year. In September, we're actually starting up. It's a ministry called Generation 81. What it is we're going to be taking a group of college-age students, some really exceptional college-age individuals, and we are going to invest in them so that they can come do the work of the ministry here at the Gates of Hell with us. And you might be looking at it as like, Jeff, why do we need some like college-age kids? Like, because like when we look at you, Jeff, you are so hip, you are so cool, you are so athletic, you are so fit. We don't need college students. We have you. And I know, look at me, I'm amazing, I absolutely am, and yet, believe it or not, you guys, believe it or not, every now and again, we could use some college-age students. Sometimes an 18, 19, 20-year-old girl is the best person for the job. Sometimes an 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old guy is the best person for the job. And right now I've got 7 different college-age students that are already committed to this, and these college-age students, you guys, they are amazing. They are amazing. These guys are these are top shelf. If you get to meet them, you will not be disappointed. And they've signed up. They've agreed to this. What they've agreed to is they've agreed to this, a 1-year program. It's a year-long learning experience that's designed specifically for college-age students that are hungry to make an impact. And what we're going to be instilling in them, the things that we have learned over the last 10 years of the work that we've been doing, we feel like we've unlocked some mentalities, some practices that we got to through trial and error that are actually rooted in some of the fundamental teachings of Jesus. We've unlocked some of those things, and we're going to be training them in that. Now, our program's actually a 4-year program, but we're only asking the college students to make a 1-year commitment there, and then each year they can decide again if they want to continue on. We're going to be taking them through training. It's going to be hands-on experience. There's going to be mentorship from people who are seasoned in some of these things, and we're going to be preparing them to navigate some really complex ministry scenarios and to do so with love, with skill, and compassion. We think this ministry is very difficult. We know it's difficult, but we also think it's very doable. It's actually not as difficult as it sounds. Sometimes you said to me, is it difficult? I would say absolutely. If you say, is it difficult? I'd say it's one of the coolest things you'll ever do. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be pouring into these college-age students so that they can make a difference, and they can make a difference right now. And also, like, as we pour into them, I just want you to know we're going to love them. They're not just going to be some random participants to us. We're going to genuinely care about how they are doing as people. One of our mantras in Generation 81 is like, how about we cheer each other on and watch each other grow? And that's what we're going to do. And here's why I'm raising money for this. I want these college students to not have to spend 1 million hours raising funds. You guys remember how broke you were in college, right? You remember that. You don't have funds for anything. You don't have funds for anything. And I thought, they're going to have to spend so much time raising funds that it's going to be difficult for them to focus in on the training. And what I'd love to be able to say to these students is to say to them, hey, don't worry about the money. My friends are footing the bill. You guys just focus in on training. They want to invest in you by freeing you up to focus in on the work that you need to do there. Now, I told them I can't promise you that I'm going to raise all the money, but I'm hoping I can. I'm hoping I can there. Anyway, and that'll be Generation 81. All right, so if you're still listening to this video, that either means that, A, you're a very good friend to me, and thank you, or it means that you have issues. Here you still are. But I hope you caught a little bit of what it is we're doing here. And if you want to jump in as a supporter, it would be a great blessing to us. Or the one-time supporter, just send a little bit of money here and there. Or if you want to jump in as a monthly supporter, that $40 a month, you want to be one of my 50 friends that jumps in for $50 or $40 a month, 50 for $40 a month, that would be fantastic there. So if you got any questions about any of this stuff, like any of it, philosophy, the kind of events that we're going to be doing, any of that, I'd love to talk to you. I geek out about this stuff, and this is a passion of mine if you haven't figured it out yet. I can talk all day long there. So anyway, thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. Blessings.